Hi, and welcome back to this week's edition of Hawk Talk. I'm Coulter Hickok.
I'm Mackenzie Grubbs.
And today we have a very special guest, so please introduce yourself, who you are, where you're from, and what do you do here at DSU.
So, hey everyone, I'm Dawson McGlothlin. I am from Sydney, Montana, and I play football here at DSU.
All right. So you're a transfer student.
Yep.
So talk to us about your journey to Dickinson.
So originally I went to school at the University of Montana for 2 years, and up there I was just studying pre-PT, and then I realized that I didn't want to go into that. I was not as much into the human anatomy and stuff, so I decided I want to be a teacher, and I knew Dickinson had a great education program, and I decided I was going to come here, and a lot of my friends I graduated with came here, and I knew a lot of them played football, so my original plan was just try to walk on here, and my old guidance counselor at Sydney High, who's a DSU graduate, actually caught wind of that and talked to Coach Stan, and he called me one night and asked if I wanted to play football, and the rest is history. So,
Awesome.
Here you are.
Yeah.
here I am. I'm not leaving either.
All right. So for football, do you have any pregame traditions that you like to do before the games?
Not really. I don't really have any crazy ones, like I wear the same girdle or anything, or don't wash my socks or something, but
Because I have to wash your socks.
right, yeah. So I just kind of go to my locker, and it's kind of in this little cubby corner of the locker room, and I got all the Sydney guys around me, and my little brother's locker's right there, and I just kind of sit in my locker and try to mentally prepare for the game.
Do you listen to any like music or?
Yeah, mostly rock and rap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Save the country for the celebration after, usually.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
So I know how the football season has been going, but talk about just from what you have seen. Recap the season so far.
I think so far we're playing really well. I think both sides of the ball and special teams even are playing really disciplined, and really we go into every day just trying to limit mistakes on both ends of the ball, and we try and just take every day one step at a time and every play one step at a time. So with that, really, I mean, the coaches are doing a great job keeping us focused week to week. So really all we can do is just stay on task.
Very well said.
Okay, so you talked about how you're just going to walk on to the team, and now this week you were recognized as not only the North Star Defensive Player of the Week, but you were recognized by the whole NAIA as the NSAA Defensive Player of the Week. So what does that mean to you, like, personally, and how does it feel knowing that a Hawk is getting recognized?
Well, personally, it's awesome. I love the award, and I'm very thankful for it, but really, I couldn't do it without everyone else on the defense, or even everyone else on the team. I mean, we compete and practice every day, and every day is a challenge for everyone to get better. And I think, yes, this is an individual award, but I really think that this one's for the whole team. So I don't want it to be just me, because I couldn't do it without anyone else.
Awesome. Okay, so on Hawk Talk, we always ask some fun questions. So our first fun question is, what is your spirit animal?
Oof. See, my spirit animal needs to be something that's kind of laid back, I think, until maybe it's poked a little too much. So maybe like a lion. I'm kind of lazy until.
As much as I don't want to say it because I'm a Bobcats fan, but is your spirit animal kind of like a grizzly bear?
Could be.
Yeah, you got to like poke the bear a little bit?
Yeah.
I
That's a
gotcha.
good one, actually.
Yeah?
That's right.
Yeah, as much as I hated to say that.
Yeah, well, it fits.
Thank you.
Go Cats, go.
Yeah, well.
So this is a very controversial question amongst football fans of sports movies and all that type of fun stuff. So I got to ask you, what is the greatest football movie of all time?
It's tough. There's a lot of good sports movies in general, but I think the best football movie by far is Remember the Titans.
It's a good movie. I thought you were going to say Waterboy. My follow-up question to that would have been, what does Captain Insano Show No Mercy to you personally? What does that mean?
Captain Insano. That's a good attitude to go into game day with. Show no mercy and be like Captain Insano, I guess. Don't do the eye poke, though.
No.
That probably gets
No,
you flagged.
that'll get you a little ejected right there.
Absolutely. We can't do that.
No.
So.
Kenzie, what's your favorite sports movie? Or I guess football movie?
I don't know. I think I'd have to go Waterboy. I really enjoy the movie. It's mostly comedy, so more of the comedy side and less serious. I don't know. Remember the Titans is good though, but.
I'm a big fan of the Little Giants myself
That one's
personally.
good.
Are you? That
It's
is a
good
good
one,
one.
Big Rick Moranis fan, so
Oh,
that's
there
why
you
I had to say that.
Okay. So the Hawks haven't been 5-0 since the 2010 season. So what does that mean to you?
It's huge. It's a great start. We've gotten off to a great start, and like I said earlier, the coaches have been a huge factor in that. They're making sure we stay focused, and like I said, take 1 week at a time, which I mean is great to kind of remember the goal, the ultimate goal, but at the same time remember that you have to do it one step at a time. So that's great, and a lot of the guys on the team with Corona going on and everything, it's a lot of sacrificing and a lot of, you got to do stuff that usually we wouldn't have to do, and the coaches do a good job of making sure everyone's doing that and everyone holds each other accountable. So it's different, but it's great that we're 5-0, and we hope to make it 6-0 here. So
Yeah.
With just a quick trip up to Mayville.
quick trip to Mayville.
If
That's
I
right.
do remember correctly, last year it was on a pick six that we got the school record for the most points ever scored, and the guy who did it is sitting right next to us.
It was actually a blocked punt.
The
It
blocked
was a scoop
punt.
and score.
I
Yeah.
thought it was pick six.
It was already a blowout, and maybe I should have just ran it out of bounds.
But if it weren't
juiced
for
the
you,
clock,
we
but-
wouldn't have the record. So
Well, it was fun.
it was a lot of fun being there.
Yeah, for sure.
It was a rainy game, and I just remember Dawson's blocked punt, as I now recall.
Yeah,
So that was a lot of fun. We're
Yeah.
glad I was there.
good time.
Now
Always
it's a-
fun getting in the end zone.
Now it's a record.
That's right.
So, over the past weeks, or I guess we didn't do it last week, but the week before that, we did Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? So I got a few subjects here. I just kind of want to pick your brain a little bit to see if you are smarter than a fifth grader and how that Sydney education really taught you well.
I hope I represent them well.
So we have language and reading, geography, and health.
I want to go with health.
Gonna go with health,
I
all
took
right.
2 years of health classes over at Missoula, so hopefully
All right.
that's pretty fresh.
So right now we've got Coach Stan in the lead. He's only missed one question, so maybe you can take this as bragging rights to Coach Stan, your specific football
I'll probably
coach.
keep those to myself.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
What type of exercise strengthens the heart? Resistance, aerobic, weight training, or relaxing?
Aerobic.
That's correct. Dentists say we should brush our teeth how many times a day? 2, 4, 6, or 8?
2.
That's correct. Ligaments connect bones to what? Muscles, bones, or tendons?
Well, I know tendons connect muscles to bone, right? Achilles tendon, yeah, okay. So ligaments are bone to bone.
That's correct. What do white blood cells do? Repair bones, or just there, or fight viruses?
Fight viruses.
That's correct. Hair color comes from what? Pigment. Paint, dye, genes, or melanin?
Melanin.
That's correct. What is the longest bone in the human body? Humerus, tibia, femur, or ulna?
Femur.
That's correct. What does the ACL stand for?
Anterior cruciate ligament.
Collateral ligament.
Oh,
So close. How many bones do babies have at birth? 206, 250, 267, or 300?
the lowest one.
As incorrect as 300.
Really?
Yeah, it's surprising, but they fuse. How many parts of the brain are there? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
4.
There's 3.
I'm
What is the stage of life where a guy's voice changes and girls get moody?
puberty.
That is correct. So you only missed 3, so 7 out of 10, not that bad.
Average.
Right.
Could have done better.
Coulda.
Disappointed in myself.
Could have done better, but hey, I mean, I think you beat Hunter Flynn because I think he missed 4.
Hey,
Did
I'll
we?
take what I can get here.
I could be wrong on that. I'll fact check that.
Fact.
Fact check that. All right. So this is a type of question that we normally ask everybody on Hawk Talk, but I just want to know, what does DSU mean to you?
Ooh. DSU to me means opportunity. You come to Dickinson and there's just opportunities everywhere, and it's a matter of taking advantage of them and kind of going to each day and each class, each sport, whatever it may be, each activity, with a positive attitude and really just doing your best and trying to be a better you.
That's very well said.
Yeah, I like that one.
What does DSU mean to you, Kenzie? I've asked you
Yeah.
this last week, but
Yeah, I answered last week, but I don't know. I like the opportunity thing.
yeah.
We get a lot of it's a family here,
Mhm.
which is also true, but I like the opportunity because especially for me, I mean, had this random opportunity to play volleyball and here I am. So
Here you are. All right, Dawson. Well, thank you very much for coming on. I mean, I already gave you your show at the very beginning, but for people who don't remember, it says I flew on Hawk Talk, so you can wear that at practice proudly. You and Coach
Yep.
Stan now for the
That's right.
2020 season of Hawk Talk. So I just want to thank you again for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
No problem. We'll be right back with another guest right after this.
Here come your Bulldogs. Steps into the throw, in the wind, down to the goal line, and caught! Touchdown, Blue Hawks!
And welcome back. I kind of downplayed that we just have another guest on, but I want to let him introduce himself because he's the creator of this show, and I just want to let you have the floor at this point.
We'll get to the creator controversy in a little bit, but
All right.
I am Nathaniel Easton. It's good to be back on Hawk Talk. Thank you guys for keeping it going and having some place to come back and see the progression. It's great to see. I'm currently a doctoral student at the University of Connecticut. So I've basically been in school since I left, which included a 2-year stint at the University of Massachusetts. So basically I haven't done anything but continued to be a student in my 4 years away from here.
So, I mean, you already talked about it. You're a doctoral student. You moved away from the good state of North Dakota, went over to Connecticut and Massachusetts. But other than that, why are you here?
So I came back this weekend. Anytime I get the opportunity to come back, which unfortunately because of COVID is a lot more difficult to come back and involves a 14-day penalty box stint when I return to the East Coast. But I came back for my father's investiture, which is a fancy word for inauguration, which is a fancy word for officially welcoming him as the 13th president of Dickinson State.
Which is super awesome.
It's a great time to be a president. Not a lot going on in the world that would make things difficult, so it's a pretty easy job these days.
It sounds like it, especially with his very first job with those budget cuts. I mean, he's been doing a great job so far, I think.
That's good to hear. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just agreeing. He's been doing a great job. I mean, Coulter and I are both on Student Senate, and as you know, he's our advisor for Student Senate, and so he keeps us in the loop very well, and he's had to make some very tough decisions just coming in, even when he was in the interim president, and he's done a great job.
He definitely always wants to do what's best for the students, and unfortunately that involves navigating a lot of different issues right now, but still trying to, that's always his number one.
You being a former student body president of Dickinson, you kind of know how we had a little bit of trouble with our previous advisors.
No comment.
Yeah.
No comment.
So I kind of want to ask you a little bit of a two-part question. You brought up your dad being the president of the school, but I want to ask you, what does it mean to be his son and have him be the president of the school that you previously attended?
It's slightly awkward in some regards, but at the same time, it's encouraging knowing we have someone that cares as much as he does, kind of regardless of his connection as my father. We need someone here that really understands how great Dickinson State has been, can be, and will be, and someone who's willing to commit to that. I think is an important piece that he brings to the table. So the fact that it's my father, it makes it fun for me because going home means coming here, for holidays and things like that. And I enjoy my time here. I still have friends here. Obviously, a lot of my fellow classmates stayed in the area, so it's really selfishly a fun opportunity to get back here and sort of kill two birds with one stone, visiting family and seeing friends. And also, every once in a while I'll get a call and email, something I can help on with at the school. And I enjoy from my student senate days hopping on whatever issues I can to theoretically provide some assistance.
That's awesome. Now I want to ask you as an alum, how do you see, or how is it now that you can see a fellow alum as the president now of the school?
Sure, I think that boils down to someone that understands what we're trying to do and what our mission is. Dickinson State, as every college has, is a particular mission. There's a niche for Dickinson State and the students that it can really help and the students it's made for. So an alum has some exposure to that because they were a certain student when, my father was a certain type of student when he was here. His roommate was a certain type of student. His teammates were a certain type of students. So that sort of historical knowledge of seeing the different types of folks that Dickinson State can help and can sort of provide a future for, that stays with you, and you sort of continue to want to see that to this day. And so when he gets here now, 9 months in, he sees the connections back to his time here, back to his classmates, people that remind him of those types of things, and trying to make sure that the same opportunities and even more opportunities than were there for him back then are there for you guys and all other future students.
Wow. Well, thank you.
Okay, so back to the topic of who started Hawk Talk. So at the foundation, it's been kind of a hot topic on who officially started Hawk Talk, and we want your side of the story.
Okay. I will take this opportunity to throw Coach Wetzel, Justin Wetzel, a bone, because anytime it is brought up, he gives me a little chirp in my ear. I think he is correct in that he and a couple of other coaches, but mainly Coach Wetzel, put up a camera and started interviewing coaches and providing the type of multimedia that we think of as Hawk Talk, and called it Hawk Talk. And there were 1 or 2 episodes of that sort of per semester the first year, and then I was doing an internship or something with the athletic department, and Coach Watson was like, yeah, run with it, see what you can do. And so I was a more frequent version of turn on the camera and let's start a show. And then coming up to Consolidated, Park Robinson and I had a meeting with Ron Rhodes, and he completely changed what we think of as Hawk Talk and has us all looking a lot better than I ever did with this beautiful studio at Consolidated. So I'll take credit for pushing the ball further, but Consolidated deserves the credit for the fine production we have now.
Well, all right.
All right.
Well, we want to thank Consolidated as they've helped us out with Blue Hawk Game Day and everything that we've tried to accomplish. So thank you,
Yeah.
Consolidated. Thank you for you and Parker for doing this.
Absolutely, it's fun to be able to turn on and watch through YouTube, but I still watch from Connecticut, so I echo the sentiment of thanking Consolidated.
Okay, now for a fun question.
Mm-hmm.
So we took all your college mascots, and who do you think would win in a fight? A Blue Hawk, a Husky, or a Minuteman?
Okay, I will eliminate the Husky for various reasons. Let's put that one aside. A Minuteman, you could argue that's the foundation of our country. That's kind of how we started, as a bunch of local militia defeating the greatest army of the world at the time, which was the Great Britain. So that's tough to suggest that a Blue Hawk would beat that. But at the same time, we know sort of the infamous, we don't really know what an actual Blue Hawk is. So potentially we'll hang on to the fact that maybe it would be a standoff that would not end with either being defeated, but both going their separate ways. And maybe the Blue Hawk heading west, and the Minuteman gets to stay on the East Coast, but the Blue Hawk gets the beautiful state of North Dakota. So I'll hedge with that answer.
All right.
All right.
I gotta ask though, why just get rid of UConn right out of the gate?
It's a Husky. It's a dog.
It's a dog.
It's beatable. So I wasn't gonna grandstand for the mascot.
We asked your dad the same question between a Cowboy, a Cardinal, and a Blue Hawk. So, I mean,
The Cowboy and Minuteman, that's pretty similar.
Yeah.
That's a tough one to defeat.
So you talked about staying in Massachusetts right now. How have you seen DSU evolve? I mean, so far away on the East Coast, how have you seen it evolve right now?
I think there's a lot of different things. It's sort of evolving in the sense of things change, but things stay the same. And I think that's a good thing. We want to see things like Selke Hall coming back. Like doesn't seem like an evolution, but in some ways it is, because it's something that we used to have that we didn't have for a little bit. Baseball coming back. So sort of continuing to maintain traditions that we've had, but at the same time, I'm curious to see how the dual mission thing goes. I think that provides opportunity for a segment of students we weren't reaching. Through things like Hawk Talk and different types of communication, it's pretty easy to follow some elements wherever we are, but I'd love to see and hear more, of course, because I fill my day with as much Dickinson as I can, search Twitter for it, see what's going on, and that's what keeps me busy when I'm supposed to be doing my work.
Perfect. So, as you saw, Dawson, he competed in our Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader competition that we're doing a little bit around here. So we have language and reading and geography.
You promise you won't change the segment to "Are you smarter than a doctoral student?" if I only get like 5 out of 10 right.
No, but you bring up a good point. We could do that, but I'm not going to.
Appreciate it. I'll take language and reading.
All right.
Although, is this like about books?
I mean, yeah, there's some book
Like
questions.
sentence structure, I did
No,
really
definitely
well.
not. Definitely not.
Oh, maybe I picked
Oh,
the wrong subject. All right, let's go.
How many Harry Potter books are there? 5, 6, 7, or 8?
6.
7. What are describing words? Adverb, adjective, abbreviation, or anagram?
Adverbs.
Adjective. What was Mark Twain's real name? Seth Moorkirky, Samuel Clemens, Coulter Hickok, or John Steinbeck?
Samuel Clemens, and I did not know he had a huge Connecticut legacy. I thought he had a big Missouri legacy. I'll let you continue.
How many letters are in the alphabet? 26.
26.
Who wrote A Christmas Carol? Roald Dahl, Charles Dickens, Shel Silverstein? Correct. Who was the library named after at DSU?
Stockton.
Who was the hunter of Moby Dick? Ishmael, Captain Ahab, Stubb, or Starbuck?
Captain Ahab.
That's correct. What language do we speak?
English.
That is correct. How many books has Stephen King published? 50, 55, 58, or 60?
60.
It's 58.
Thought so.
Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but what type of teacher is Susanna right now in Nashville? History, math, art, or English?
Well, I know she's high school. English.
That is correct. So, Trace, how many did you get?
6, 5.
You missed 2.
No, I missed more than 2. I missed the first 2. I missed 3 at least.
Oh, you got Stephen King wrong. You got 3 wrong.
All right, so you got 7 out of 10.
But see, that's the golfer integrity there. They were going to give me credit for a poor score, but I made it poorer by. That's my golf.
You're right. I'll give you a mulligan on that one. How about that?
Appreciate it. It's a tough start.
Okay, and finally, what does DSU mean to you?
How much time we got? No. To me, what Dickinson State means is, I'm trying to push this as maybe our new slogan, but where anyone can be someone. What I mean by that is, of course, not everyone's going to come to Dickinson State and it be the perfect fit. But I think the variety of folks that we can help out and we can serve at Dickinson State is about as broad as you'll find anywhere. And the advantage of that, plus being a small school, it means that you're integrating with those different types of folks. I had roommates, RAs, that were ranchers, that were just different types of people that I hadn't experienced. And those types of experiences blended with football folks from California living right next to me. The combination of all those different things as you're learning what life is, I think it's an incredibly valuable experience that's beyond anything in the classroom. And what's happening in the classroom at a small college is it's a place to learn where anyone can learn, and you're sort of more accountable for your learning than you are at other places. So the fact that anyone can be someone is what Dickinson State means to me, because all I was anyone, until I got here, sort of thing. And I think a lot of folks can say that about Dickinson State. And good, bad, different, popular, unpopular, like those things, you have all of that here. I'm not saying you don't, but you can be whoever you want to be when you're here, regardless of sort of your status and things that don't matter in high school, don't matter at other places. So anyone can be someone. That's what it means.
That is very well spoken, almost bringing a tear to my eye. So, Nate, thank you very much for coming on here. It has been awesome talking to you, along with Saturday at Blue Hawk Game Day. That was a lot of fun. I want to thank you and your brother for coming on to that as well.
Absolutely cool to see. That's something I had nothing. When 10 years from now, when they're asking who started that, my name might come up, but it doesn't belong there. So it's awesome to see what you guys have kept going. Got some folks on the East Coast, shout out Lane family, watching Hawk Talk, following Dickinson State. So don't think what you're doing is just being seen on Channel 18. We're getting it out there.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. I mean, we already gave you your shirt as well, so you can take that through.
Another thing we didn't have.
You can take that through the TSA security check. Maybe just bring a little Western back to the East Coast.
Absolutely, I'll be rocking it.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you.
Mackenzie and I will be right back for the recap right after this. Hi, and welcome back for the recap. So, as Kenzie and I talked about, we had football this weekend. We talked with Dawson. So, the Hawks are still number 1 in the North Star, which is great for us.
Yes.
Along with that, we are 5-0, and this is the first time it's happened since 2010 season. So,
It's crazy.
Hawks are still up, believe it or not.
Yes.
We also talked with Dawson McGlothlin. He is the North Star, along with the whole NAI Defensive Player of the Week.
Yeah.
But he talked about it's not just an individual thing; it's a whole team thing, which I really respected.
I really respected that too. It was awesome of him to acknowledge that it really truly does take the whole team working hard at practice and working in the game to get that recognition.
So then the Hawks, they're going to travel up to Mayville this weekend. I know it's going to be a fun game for them. I know that we have the record. Our school record for the most points is 79-14 against Mayville, so maybe that might get broken again. What do you think?
I don't know.
But this is a very different Mayville team.
It is very different.
I mean, arguably one of the best quarterbacks in our league right now specifically. So
Yeah.
they're gonna be pretty dang good.
Yeah. We'll have to see. I'm excited for the game.
So how'd volleyball do?
Volleyball, we had a tough weekend away from home. But just kind of, we played a non-conference game. So that was kind of fun, interesting to see like a new team that we haven't seen before. We had a lot of learning curves this weekend, I guess you could say. But we're supposed to play on Tuesday, and that game got postponed due to COVID. So that game, our last home game, is actually our last game for the fall, will be scheduled on next Wednesday, at Scott Gym.
Be there or be
So,
square.
Yes. And then we do play Dakota State this Saturday.
All right.
The lesser DSU.
The lesser
See
DSU.
how it goes.
And then we also had cross country. So as I'm aware, the Hawks dominated in Jamestown.
Yes, they killed it.
So the women's team, they finished first overall, same with the men's, but we had Allie Cunningham. She was the North Star Runner of the Week for the women's.
Yes.
She killed it. I can just say that they killed Jamestown this weekend.
Yeah, they did. What's a Jimmy?
So the men, they also had a perfect score. A Hawk Talk alum, as we can call him, Hunter Flynn, finished first overall in that.
Yeah, he did. It's pretty interesting actually to see because, I mean, Hunter mentioned as he was on here, on the women's side, the freshman, Allie is a freshman and she won the whole meet, which is insane. That's so exciting as a freshman. And then I know on the men's side, they were the top 5 runners overall, so that's exciting. And they had freshmen be in the top 5, and that's amazing to do in a college level setting. So.
And aren't they going to travel to Mount Mary here in a few weeks? Am I correct on that?
Yeah, Mount Marty.
Mount Marty. Mount Mary. What did I say?
They're traveling.
It was something along that. We just know the cross country team is traveling. That'll be next week.
Yes.
And they'll compete in their last regular season of the meet this year.
Yeah, before
conference.
championship. Yep.
So that's always good.
Yeah, it's exciting.
And then we had homecoming.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Kenzie and I didn't win, but we
No.
did have Jade Boot and Javante Smokey Oliphant. They're the king and queen for the 2020 year at DSU.
Oh.
Well, we got free jackets out of the thing.
Yeah, can't be upset. They're pretty nice jackets.
They are nice jackets. I'm in both pictures of the king and queen from last year, which was Eric Spring and Lisa Townsend, and I'm in this picture with Jade Boot and Smokey Oliphant. And I look not upset, but like disappointed.
Yeah,
in
you
both
do
pictures.
look a little disappointed.
In both pictures, like you think it just like happened once, but like no, it happened twice. So, is anything else happening?
I think that's it. I think
we nailed it on the head this week.
yeah,
Hit it right on the head.
you're good.
So I think with that, Hawks are up.